Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to evaluate problems using sigma notation, and basically what it means. It's pretty simple. It looks difficult, but it's really not. So let's start with the do now questions. Evaluate the expression k squared plus 2 for values 1 to 5. Okay, so all that is really just plugging in the values 1 through 5, replacing k with those values. Okay, so let's take a look here. Hopefully my Apple Pencil is not dead. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let's replace k with 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 2 gives us 3. Okay, 1 squared plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, the next one is 2. 2 squared is 4. Plus 2 is 6. 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 4 squared is 16. Plus 2 is 18. And 5 squared is 25. Plus 2 is 27. Okay. Take the answers from question 1 and add them. So we're going to take 3, 6, 11, 18, and 27. And you're just going to add them all up. I'm going to do this on my calculator. All right, you should have gotten 65. All right, and that's it. If you can do that, then you can evaluate using sigma. Okay, so let's first talk about what it means. Sigma notation, sigma means to sum up. Okay, that's exactly what we do, and that's really what we did in the do now. When we see sigma, it means to sum things up. Sum up what? Whatever comes after sigma. Okay, so take a look at the example here that we have. Okay, now you'll notice that there's something on the bottom, on the top, and to the right. So basically, whatever you have to the right, that's the expression that you're working with. Whatever is on the bottom is the value that you're going to start with, and the top one is where you're going to end. Okay, notice here, so the equation, the expression here is just simply n. All right, so you're replacing n with the values 1 through 4. So over here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Add them all up and you get 10. All right, and it tells you right here, it's self-explanatory. Start with the number on the bottom, end with the number on the top, then add them to find the sum. Looking back at the do now, that's exactly what we did. So if we were actually to go back here and write this in using sigma notation, we would take the big E, okay, on to the right of it, right in the middle, we would write k squared plus 2. The bottom would be k equals 1, and at the top, we would have the number 5. Okay, so that's what that would look like using sigma notation. Okay. All right, and that's exactly what I just showed you. Okay, here, we just did that. We just went back and did that. All right, so let's take a look at the next here. What number do we start with? We're going to start with -2. Where are we going to end? We're going to end at 1. Okay, so let's start with 4 times -2 minus 1 plus 4 times -1 minus 1 plus 4 times 0 minus 1 plus 4 times 1 minus 1. And put parentheses around that to separate everything. Okay, so let me just continue it down here. 4 times -2, that's going to give you -8. -8 minus 1 is -9. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Minus 1 is negative 5. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Let me use parentheses here so that I don't confuse myself with my addition signs. Let's see, did I skip anything? Negative 2, negative 1, 0, and 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 1 gives us 3. Okay, we just add them up. Negative 9 plus negative 5 is negative 14. Negative 15. And since it's positive, I have to actually subtract it. So negative 15 plus 3 is going to give me a negative 12. And that's your answer. Okay, next one. What is the value of? Okay, so again, we start with m equals 2. So I'm going to write this as 2 squared minus 1 plus 3 squared minus 1 plus 4 squared minus 1 plus 5 squared minus 1. Okay, so you just work this all out. 4 minus 1 is 3. 9 minus 1, 8. 16 minus 1, 15. 25 minus 1, 24. We're going to add that all together. And we get 50. Okay. All right, next one here. So now we have 10 plus sigma. So the 10 gets added first, okay? And then we're going to work out the sigma, okay, the sum. So here we have, we're starting with 1, we're ending with 5. 1 to the third minus 1 plus 2 to the third minus 1 plus 3, oops, I wrote squared, 3 to the third minus 1 plus 4 to the third minus 1 plus 5 to the third minus 1. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to work that out while I do the calculations here, okay? All right, guys, you should have gotten 230. Okay, next one here. So we're going to be using sine of n. So sine of 1 pi over 2 plus sine of 2 pi over 2 plus sine of 3 pi over 2. Okay, take a minute to plug that into your calculator. Okay. I'm actually going to plug this into GeoGebra, which I recommend you do as well, because it's going to be easier that way. Let's get up GeoGebra here. Okay. Sine. And make sure when you're plugging it in, you are using parentheses around pi over 2. Okay, so sine and then parentheses pi divided by 2. Okay, so you should get 1 for that. And then the next one, 2 pi over 2, you can just simplify, so it's the sine of pi, which is 0. And then we have the sine of 3 pi over 2, which is negative 1. So 1 plus 0 plus negative 1 gives us 0. Okay. All right, so this was an example of what you would see on the Regents. It says which expression is equivalent to. All right, we're starting with 1. All right, so we have here, now notice n is equal to 1, which means you're leaving a open as a variable. So a minus 1 squared, okay, plus a minus 2 squared, plus a minus 3 squared, plus a minus 4 squared. Okay, so taking a look at that, you would have to work each of these out first. A minus 1 times a minus 1. All right, that's going to give you a squared minus 2a plus 1. Okay, I'm still going to use parentheses here because it's going to be a lot when I first write it out before I clean it up. This is going to be a squared minus 4a plus 4 plus a squared minus 6a plus 9 plus a squared minus 8a plus 16. Okay, and then we're going to add that all up. A squared plus a squared plus a squared plus a squared, that's going to give us 4a squared. Negative 2a plus negative 4a is negative 6a, plus another negative 6a is negative 12a, and then the negative 8a is going to give us a total of negative 20a. At this point, you could already see your answer is going to be 4, but let's finish it off. We just add now the constants. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 9 is 14, plus the 16 is going to give us 30. Okay, and that's our answer. All right, and that is the last slide. So I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, it looks a lot more complicated than it really is. It's pretty simple. The math behind it is really not that difficult. All right, so I hope you found it helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon.